to today's lesson. My name is Paul Williams Ofori Jr. Today we have science for basic grade. Science for basic grade. So if you are in basic grade, primary grade, today's lesson is for you. Okay, so what we have today, we are looking at strand 5, humans and the environment. Humans and the environment. And at strand 5, we are looking at substrand 2, diseases. Or if you say diseases, again, diseases. Okay, so we are looking at what? The indicator here is explain the term airborne diseases and give examples. So this lesson is all about airborne diseases. Airborne what? Diseases. So we are going to look at the term airborne diseases. What is airborne disease, or what are airborne diseases? If you are to give examples of airborne diseases, I believe at the end of the lesson you'll be able to do that for us. So, as I mentioned, our topic is what? Airborne diseases. Airborne diseases. So we are going to look at what airborne diseases are and then examples of what? Airborne diseases. Now in this lesson we are going to see some keywords. So let's look at how to pronounce them and the meaning. The first one is what? Smoking. All of you, smoking. Again, smoking. The next word is what? Cigarette. Again, cigarette. The next word is what? Contaminated. Contaminated. This one also means transmitted. 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 This word is what? Transmitted. And then we have infected. Infected. Now let's take it once again and look at the meaning. Smoking. All of you smoking. And then we have cigarettes. So we smoke cigarettes. Not that I smoke or you smoke, but cigarettes is something that some people, they do what? Smoke. Some people smoke cigarettes. In fact, it is not good to smoke cigarettes because it has its own what? Health challenges. Now, when you talk about smoking, we can draw something like this. Let me draw. So, assuming this man, look at this man. My drawing is not that nice. So, this man has something here in the mouth. And then you see fire coming. I believe you know what I'm trying to draw. And then smoke too will be moving out of the what? The nostrils. So you see, this is what? Cigarettes. Those who smoke cigarettes. Yes. So this is what? Cigarettes. And then when they smoke, the air will pass through, the smoke will come out of the what? Of the nose. So cigarettes and then smoking. So if somebody is doing this, we see the person is what? Smoking. People smoke so many things, but I'm advising you. I know you don't do it, and never try it in your life, because if you do it, it will affect your health and you will die early. You have to live long to fulfill what God has destined you to be on this earth. So for you to live long and do things that will benefit you, your family, this country, and the whole world, you need to what? Take good care of yourself. And smoking is not the best, or it's not one of the things that can make you what? Live long. So if you want to die early, please, you can smoke. But I will not advise you to die early. So don't what? Smoke. So people smoke what? Cigarettes. Let's go back. Let's go back. So this is what? Smoking cigarettes. The next one is what? Contaminated. To contaminate means to make something impure, to affect the purity of something. So if something is contaminated, it means it is not what? Pure. It is not clean. It is not healthy. It is not good again. The quality of it has what? Reduced. Okay. The next word is what? Transmitted. Transmitted. Transmitted comes from the word transmit. Okay, so to transmit something means to pass something from one person to another, to pass something on. To spread something, to transmit means what? To send something from one person to another, to pass something on from one place to another or from one person to another. The next word is what? Infected. All of you infected. Again, infected. So if you are infected with a disease, it means that you've been attacked by what? A disease. So infected or infection, infect are the same thing. Okay. So now let's continue. We breathe in and out every day. The air that we breathe in has effects on our health. Some diseases are able to spread or transmit from one person to another through the air, and these diseases are called what? Airborne diseases. So airborne diseases are diseases that can be what? Transmitted from one person to another through the air. For examples of airborne diseases are common cold, cough, measles, chickenpox, tuberculosis, that is TB, and the rest. When an infected person sneezes or coughs and another person breathes in the air, that person will be what? Infected. The air carries these germs. So the germs that we are talking about, we have virus, fungi, and then bacteria, and spread them to unprotected people. So airborne diseases, we are talking about diseases that can spread or that can be transmitted from one person to another through what? Air. So if I have airborne disease and I cough and I sneeze, you see the air that will come out of me through my nose or my mouth, if you are closer to me and you also breathe in that air, you will also be what? Infected. So if I have TB and I cough, if you are just closer to me, I cough and you also what? Breathe in, you also get what? You also get TB. So what we are saying is that airborne diseases are diseases that can spread from one person to another, or that can what? Be transmitted from one person to another through what? Air. So we need to protect ourselves anytime we go to places where lots of people are there. Because if you are not careful, you'll be infected with what? Airborne what? Diseases. Okay. So we mentioned examples of airborne diseases. Some diseases are airborne. Other diseases too are not airborne. For example, malaria is not an airborne disease because it cannot be transmitted through air. But there are some diseases that can be transmitted through air, and those diseases are what we call what? Airborne diseases. And we've given examples. So we said common what? Cold, cough, measles, chickenpox, tuberculosis. So these are some of the examples of what? Airborne diseases. Now let's look at them well. Look at this picture. I always show you pictures for you to understand what I'm talking of. Okay, so look at this picture and tell me what you see here. Is the person coughing, sneezing, yawning? What is the person doing here? Yes. Yeah, Lucho. Tell me, what do you see here? Okay. Ducape Julius. Look on the board. Ducape, tell me, what do you see here? She's coughing, eh? Okay. So today we are saying that common cold is one of what? Airborne diseases. It's one of the airborne what? Diseases. And if you have cold, this is how you sometimes do. These are some of the things that you do. So people suffering from common cold have stuffy and runny nose. They sneeze and have watery eyes. Cold can be transmitted by what? Sneezing or coughing into the air. So if you cough into the air, if you sneeze into the air, the next person closer to you can be infected if you have common cold. So remember that anytime you are going to places and you realize that people have started coughing or people are coughing, you need to protect yourself. If you have a handkerchief, you just have to cover your nose. If you have nose mask, you just have to cover yourself so that you get yourself protected. So when people sneeze into the air, when people cough into the air, they are able to spread the disease. So people who breathe in such air get what? Infected. So if you are closer to a person like this, you get what? Infected. So we are saying that cold or common cold is one of what? The diseases. Airborne what? Diseases. Okay. The next one is cough. All of you cough. Okay. Look at this picture. Look at this picture and tell me what you see here. Yes, Paulina, talk to me. Paulina, what do you see here? Describe the picture here. The baby boy is what? Is coughing, eh? Okay. And then Sina. Yes, what do you also see here? The boy is coughing. Okay. So now let's see what we have under it. People who are suffering from this disease have running and stuffy what? Stuffy nose. Stuffy nose. They clear their throats a lot and always have what? Sore throat. So these people, they'll be coughing. That is what they've been doing. And then they'll be clearing their throat. I'm trying to do that, but it's not coming. How can all of you clear your throats? One, go. It's okay. It's okay. Yes. So people who are suffering from this, they what? Clear their throats. Sometimes they have a runny and stuffy nose. When they are breathing, they suffer. You could even hear that they are what? Struggling with what? Air. So people having what? This airborne disease. This is what, or these are some of the things that what you pass through. So cough is one of the airborne diseases. Let's move on to the next one. We have measles. All of you, measles. Yes, if you could remember in our previous lesson, we talked about measles, one of the skin diseases. And we said that measles is a skin disease at the same time it's what? An airborne disease. What it means is that it can be transmitted from one person to another through air. That is why we say, apart from it being skin disease, it's also what? Airborne disease. Now let's continue. These diseases affect children. The disease causes rashes on the skin. Infected people have red and watery eyes. So look at this person. If you look at the skin, you could see that the person is suffering. And this is how measles looks like. This is how measles looks like. Okay. So we have mentioned of how many? One is cold, cough, and then measles. These are all what? Airborne diseases. The next one is what? Chicken pox. So this is a disease that can be transmitted by air. So chicken pox too can be transmitted by what? Air. Okay. Chicken pox affects the skin and causes the skin to develop blisters, red spots, and the rest. So this is an example or a picture of someone suffering from what? Chicken pox. So if you have suffered from chicken pox before, you could attest to the fact that it is not easy at all. Yes, your skin will be itching you have blisters all over, and it's very painful as well. So this is how it looks like. Okay, so chicken pox is another one. Let's move on to the next one. Tuberculosis. All of you, tuberculosis. Again, tuberculosis. If you have heard about TB is the same as what? Tuberculosis. TB, that's the short form. So if you say tuberculosis, the short form is what? TB. And it is an airborne what? Disease. Okay, so people infected with this disease cough have no appetite. In fact, if you give them food, they'll look at the food and tell you that take the food away. They will not be able to eat. They also lose weight because they are not able to eat. They what? They lose weight. They feel what? Chest pain. Yes, they feel what? Chest pain. They'll be coughing, and because of that, they'll feel pains at the chest. So this is TB for you. Now we have seen that airborne diseases are diseases that can be transmitted from one person to another through what? Air. And we do that by coughing, sneezing, and the rest. We have also learned about examples of airborne what? Diseases. We have seen that cough is one of them, cold is one of them, measles is one of them, chickenpox is one of them, and then tuberculosis is one of the examples of what airborne diseases. So today, if for nothing at all, you have learned about airborne disease. That is disease that can be transferred or can be transmitted from one person to another person through what? Air. We have seen examples of what? Airborne diseases. Okay. And I believe you'll be able to tell all these things. And look at how disease can be transmitted. Because of that, you need to protect yourself. You need to stay protected all the time. Okay. Let's continue. What are the effects of unclean or contaminated air? So we are talking about air, diseases that can be transmitted through what? Air. So if the air is contaminated, if the air contains particles that are harmful to us, if the air is not clean, if the air is dirty, what effect is it going to have on us? Okay, so effect of unclean or contaminated what? Air. Unclean or contaminated air is the air that carries germs like viruses, fungi, and bacteria. So unclean air contains what? Germs. The germs, it could be virus, it could be fungi, it could be bacteria. These germs, you can't see them with your eyes. So remember, we don't see these germs with what? Our naked eyes. Okay, so contaminated air also carries solid particles or what? Chemicals that will affect one's health after breathing. These are some effects of contaminated or unclean air on humans. So we are saying that if you breathe in air that is contaminated, air that is polluted, air that contains harmful particles, you will have effects. So let's look at the effects that we will have whenever we breathe in contaminated air. Contaminated air can cause coughing or wheezing. It can cause what? Coughing or what? Wheezing. So those of you who have been coughing or wheezing all the time, it could be that you breathe in what? Contaminated air. It makes breathing difficult. So if you go to places where there's too much smoke, that place is so smoky, you find it difficult to breathe. So smoky environment is what? It's also what? Contaminated because of what? The smoke in the air. The next one is that unclean air irritates what? The eyes. So if you go to some places and you start what? You start feeling that something is happening to your eyes. All because of what? The environment, the thing that we have in the air. Okay, so your eyes will start what? Irritating you if you go to places that the environment or the air is what? Polluted or contaminated. It can cause what? Headache. It can cause what? Headache. So your head will start what? Aching you if you go to places that the environment is what? Polluted. The air is what? Polluted or what? Contaminated. The next one is that contaminated air causes fatigue and dizziness. So there are some places, the moment you go there, you start feeling what? Tired. And you feel like sleeping. So those places, we need to avoid them. We need to avoid going to what? Such places because the environment or the air is contaminated. So whenever you are asked to give examples or effects of what? Unclean or contaminated air, you should know that if you breathe in contaminated air, it can cause what? Coughing or wheezing. Breathing itself will become what? An issue for you. It will be difficult for you. Your eyes will start irritating you. You have what? Headache, and then what? You also suffer from fatigue and what? Dizziness. Okay, so this thing per se, in groups of 4 learners, identify some health effects of smoking. Smoking what? Cigarettes. Share your thoughts with the class. Okay, so what do you think will be the effect if people smoke with cigarettes? Effect of smoking what? Cigarettes. Is it good for us to smoke cigarettes? Okay, so let's look at it. Effect of smoking cigarettes on one's health. So if you smoke cigarettes, this is what is going to happen to you. This is what is going to happen to you. Don't tell me, say, never told me that smoking cigarettes will cause A, B, C. Today I'm telling you, if you smoke cigarettes, these are the things that will happen to you. Listen, smoking cigarette makes the teeth yellow or decays what? The teeth. So if you smoke cigarettes, your teeth color will change to what? Yellow. When people are laughing, you can't laugh because your teeth color is what? It's not white. You can see my teeth. Very white because I don't smoke cigarettes. I don't smoke anything. Okay, all of you smile and let me see. I want to see the color of your teeth. Hey, some of you smoke. Oh, okay. I didn't see it well. All of you have very white teeth. Yes, very good. That means you don't smoke. Please don't smoke. Otherwise, your teeth color what? Will change. I beg you. So we shouldn't smoke cigarettes because it will make our teeth what? Yellow. Now the next one is that it can cause brain damage. Your brain, if you smoke cigarettes, please, why have I got that one? Smoking cigarettes. How about that man? So it can cause what? Brain damage. So please, I beg you, the effect of smoking cigarettes, one of them is that it can cause brain damage. If your brain get damaged, it means you cannot reason like human being. When people are sleeping in their rooms, you'll be sleeping outside the room. You'll be sleeping where you are not supposed to be. When people are neatly dressed, you will just go undressed. No, it's not the best. So please, I'm just pleading with you. Make sure you don't smoke. Don't smoke, whether cigarettes or don't smoke anything. Okay. The next one is that it can cause lung cancer. We breathe in and out. So the air that we breathe in, it goes to our lungs. So if your lungs have effects, you see, you will die early. Okay. Loss of sense of taste and smell. So those who like smoking cigarettes, even if you give them something sweet, they will not be able to tell whether the thing is what? Sweet. If something smells good, they will not be able to tell because they will have what? Their senses of taste, their senses for smelling or what? Will be destroyed or will be what? Affected. So smoking what? Cigarette can affect your senses and it can cause loss of our sense of what? Taste and what? Smell. The next one is that the eye color or the eye color changes. So there are some people, the moment you see their eyes, you can easily tell that this person, look at his eyes, he smokes. So those who smoke, their eye color always is different. I don't want to tell you. Some people too, naturally their eye color is not like the normal one, but they are not sick, they don't smoke. But there are other people, because of smoking, their eye color has what? Changed. Now let's go to the next one, prevention of airborne diseases. This side is important to me. It is important for you to prevent yourself. It is also important for me to prevent myself so that you will not get infected with what? Airborne diseases. And the first one is that cover your mouth when coughing or sneezing. Please, do you have handkerchief? Show me your handkerchief. So whenever you are coughing, you just have to cover your mouth with what? Your handkerchief. Okay. Wash your hands with soap and water after coughing. After what? Touching objects. Let me take it again. Wash your hands with soap and water after what? Touching objects. So anytime you touch something, anytime you go to a place, you meet people, you shake hands and do other things, please make sure when you come home, you wash your hands. You get it? Okay, so the next one, do not share personal items with others. Personal items like handkerchief, pens, eraser, and the rest, please. Don't share it with people. Make sure you have your own. Otherwise, you will get infected with what? Airborne disease. Wear appropriate masks in enclosed spaces. So whenever you are going to places, you need to put on what? Your nose mask and other things. Do you know nose mask? Okay. So that is that. The next one is that avoid going to overcrowded places. So if you are going to a place that you have a lot of people over there, and you even find it difficult to get a space to stand, please avoid such places because if one of them is infected with what? Airborne disease, the person can spread it to all the people around. So we should avoid going to places that are crowded. I hope you understand. So we are bringing our lesson to a close today. We have learned about airborne diseases, and we are saying that they are diseases that can be transferred or transmitted from one person to another. They are diseases that can be passed on from one person to another through what? Air, not water. Through air, not soil. Through air, not food. Through air, not anything. Through what? Air. And it happens by sneezing, coughing, wheezing, and the rest. Okay, we have also seen some examples of what? Airborne diseases. We made mention of common cold. We made mention of coughing. We made mention of measles. We made mention of tuberculosis. We made mention of chickenpox. So all these are diseases that what can be transmitted from one person to another through air. Okay. Now we have exercise. Exercise 1. You are to underline the correct answer, and we have 5 questions. So get your book and do it for me. Exercise 2 is also here. That is, state whether these statements are true or false. We have 5 questions here. Exercise 3 is also here. We have exercise 4. Then we have home assignment. As for Kukumoti, we make sure we give you lots of exercises, including home assignments. And most of our home assignments are practical. Like, you have to apply the knowledge that you have acquired here. So now, home assignment 1, let's read it. Advise your friends on why smoking is not good. I have explained to you why you shouldn't smoke. Today, from what you have learned, you are writing to advise your friend why smoking is not good. Please, you can write a whole page for me. I know you can do that. So do it and send it to me. And go to the comment section. But before you send it, make sure you share the link. Share the link. Tell people to watch it. Next one. Home assignment 2. Plan, prepare, and present a talk at a family meeting on the following. 1. What airborne diseases are? 2. Examples of airborne diseases. 3. Prevention of airborne diseases. So you are going to plan, prepare, and present what? A talk after school. Your mother, your father, your sisters, your brothers, and other family members. Please make sure you call them, you invite them at a meeting, and then tell them what you have learned. In fact, educate them on this, because if you protect yourself and they also protect themselves, the family will be healthy all the time. But if you protect yourself and they do not protect themselves because they are not aware of this information, they will infect you. Do you get it? Okay, so what you should do is that you should tell them what airborne diseases are, the things that we have learned, examples of them, and how they can prevent themselves. So this brings us to the end of our lesson, and I believe you have enjoyed it. If you have questions for me, please feel free, go to the comment section and then put your questions there. You can also reach out to me. My number is available, you know it. Even if you don't know my number, you just go to our social media platforms, search for Kokomoti series, and then put your questions there. In the right time, I'll attend to your questions. And I also believe in your teachers. I have hope that yes, if you go to them, you ask questions, they are very good. In fact, Ghana, we have good teachers here. All our teachers are very good, they are exceptional, they understand the concept. So even if you go to your class teachers, they will add some fresh to the bones that I've given to you. Yes, I've given you something, but they can add something to it. So you can reach out to your teachers and they will also assist you. My name is Paul Williams for Virginia. Make sure you do the exercise. Get your book, Kokomoti series signed, and then do it. Bye-bye.